Welcome. Are y'all ready? You know, yeah. I told them to have the air on, and they did not miss that message. It's cold. All right, so here we go. Welcome to the 2023 Buckhorn Middle School Band Spring Concert. My name is Josh Williams. I'm the director of bands here at Buckhorn Middle School. What you will hear tonight is the final exclamation point to a wonderful school year. We are here to celebrate what our band students have accomplished this year and how talented our students are. Let's give it up for our band students. Over the next 8 hours, you will hear a celebration of all the hard work. I just wanted to say that. You're going to hear a celebration of all their hard work that these students have put in to become better musicians this year. These 173 students have grown a lot since those first sounds in 6th grade band and have developed into talented and successful musicians. The school year has flown by, beginning with pep band and flip folders to performances and honor bands and a spring trip and, of course, concerts. We hope you enjoy tonight's performance from our outstanding students. We have 3 separate performances for you tonight. Before we begin, please remember to silence your electronic devices and refrain from talking or moving from your seat while a group is performing. After each ensemble performs, there will be a short break while students swap spots, reset equipment, and warm up. When you arrive, you may have noticed the artwork on display in the gym lobby. Our art department is currently having their art show tonight. After this first group performs, I encourage you to browse the artwork of some of our very talented middle school students. Ms. Stanford, who is also a band parent, and her students have done a wonderful job. So let's start. Our first group is our intermediate band, joined by our cadet band. The majority of these cadet band students started on their instrument this fall. They have worked at a fast pace all year, and I've been impressed with the efficiency of this group. A few of them are 8th graders that have never played an instrument before this year, and they've done an outstanding job and are continuing in the high school program next year. Our intermediate band meets in 2 separate classes daily and are separated by instrument family. We have a woodwind and percussion class and a brass class. These students are just in their 2nd year of playing. Since they do not rehearse during the school day, they miss out on how to play as an ensemble. Luckily, many of them were able to stay after school last week to rehearse as a whole ensemble in preparation for tonight. We will begin tonight with Confidence, a march by Larry Clark. Confidence brings a bright and fresh-sounding introduction into the march genre for our young musicians. The trio section in the middle focuses on dynamic contrast, style, spacing, and control. This is Confidence March. For our next piece, the composer writes, "The dragon is a legendary beast in the folklore of many European and Asian cultures. These creatures are traditionally portrayed as ferocious, fire-breathing beasts that represent the evils fought by humans. According to medieval legend, dragons lived in wild, remote regions of the world and guarded great treasures." I love that I'm just talking to you about dragons right now. "Many believe that the person who slayed the dragon would gain all of its guarded great treasures. Dragon Slayer tells the heroic story of a warrior battling this legendary creature. A sense of urgency is felt throughout the piece and ends without a clear view as to who wins this battle at the end." Here is Dragon Slayer, written by Rob Grice. Before we begin their final piece, I do have a few awards I'm going to hand out. Like I said, this is a celebration, so we're going to celebrate some of our students. I tasked each band to nominate one student in their ensemble that best represents most outstanding musician. This nominated student needed to be someone that was talented, hardworking, and someone they admired. Each student that receives this award tonight was selected by their peers to represent our band program and the culture that we create from 6th grade all the way through the high school. With the amount of students in our band program and the effort they put into band, any one of them are worthy of receiving this award. Our first award tonight goes to the most outstanding cadet band student, and that student is Mr. Story Campbell. Our next award tonight goes to the most outstanding intermediate band student, and with the size of this group, we have a winner for each instrument family. The award for most outstanding intermediate band woodwind student goes to, suspense, Mr. Kenneth Kuykendall. The award for most outstanding intermediate band brass student goes to Addison O'Rear. The award for most outstanding intermediate band percussion student goes to Gray Palm. For their final piece this evening, the intermediate and cadet bands will be performing The Tempest, composed by Robert W. Smith. This piece has been a student favorite since we started to work on it, and it was one of the pieces we performed on our spring trip 2 weeks ago. And for those that were with us on the trip or those that watched the videos online, you'll understand when I say that I hope that we are not interrupted by a train in the middle of this performance as we were at Dollywood. The Tempest tells the story of an approaching storm with all the rage and fury that comes with it. We hope you enjoy The Tempest. pictures of your kid that's in the middle of the third row. First row, sit down. Take that photo. Smile. Second row, sit down. Third row, sit down. A little half row, fourth low brass. Look at y'all. And y'all can sit down. And our percussion section, give a round of applause. So we're going to reset. It should not take more than hopefully 10 minutes. During this intermission, please take time to read that program if you got one. On the back, you'll find a few things that may interest you, a QR code to our Facebook page. Speaking of, by the way, if you want to be a member, we do have a questionnaire that you have to complete. We really want to make sure that only people in that group are people that should be in that group. We have pictures of our kids, videos of our performances. And if you need to update your email so that you can get stuff from me or Mr. Souter in the summer, please do that. Also, don't forget we have art in the lobby, and we will see you after a short break. All right, we're going to continue. The band sitting in front of you is our concert band. It is made up of 7th and 8th grade students that are in their 2nd or 3rd year of band. This group meets daily during second period to rehearse, and we have truly hit a new level of rehearsal this semester. Back in March, our concert band students performed at Music Performance Assessment at James Clemens High School. They worked hard all semester preparing for that huge performance and received an overall excellent rating. They put in a lot of work to prepare and did an amazing job, and let's give them a round of applause. For their first piece tonight, I let them vote to perform one of their MPA songs, since many of you were not able to attend that performance. The other two received a few votes, but this was the ensemble's overwhelming favorite to perform tonight. The Invincible Warrior begins with a bold and dynamic introduction that continues throughout the piece, bringing allusion to the strength suggested by the title. Our percussion section is heavily featured, and the students have to pay attention to the tempo changes throughout. We hope you enjoy our performance of The Invincible Warrior. Many of our band students went on our spring trip to Pigeon Forge 2 weeks ago. And that was the first trip our band has taken since before the pandemic, and we honestly had a blast. I'm sure if your kid went, I'm sure they told you all about it. We took 106 band students and 17 amazing chaperones on 3 charter buses, leaving early on a Friday morning and returning late on a Saturday night. We explored the island, the Wonderworks Museum, where in laser tag, my group decided to turn against me and just shoot me the entire time. Thanks, guys. We ate dinner while watching pirates battle it out, and some will disagree, but I stand by the fact that the blue pirates, are the true winners. Blue team, team blue, okay, all right. The red pirates cheated. Performed at Dollywood, and we spent the rest of our Saturday riding any and every roller coaster that we could. Not only from the performance side of things, but watching these students experience new things while conquering their fear of roller coasters or heights. Some of them realized they had fear of roller coasters when we got there. That's the reason why we spend months planning and discussing this trip, and I encourage all of you to send your student on a band trip in the future. Parents, our students were outstanding in behavior and the way they represented our school and community. We received numerous compliments everywhere we went, and we were able to spend quality band time together. So students, thank you again for an excellent trip. And for our chaperones, I cannot thank you enough for your dedication to keeping our students safe while they were away from home. Essentially, you became their band mom or their band dad for 2 days, and it was absolutely wonderful. All right, our next piece is entitled Majestica, also a piece we performed on the trip. Majestica was written as a celebration to music with its triumphant and bold sounds, followed by contrast in texture and phrase. Throughout the piece, you can hear the absolute joy and happiness that comes with music, the emotions that it can bring and the feelings that it can bring out. This is Majestica. I want to take a moment to recognize a few outstanding students that have gone above and beyond what I require my students to know. This whole thing started as a joke a few years ago with a group of students that were trying to memorize all 12 of their major scales. They wanted something to signify their hard work, so I found an old boat paddle that someone was throwing away, and I decided that's exactly what we need in our band room. And because they're middle schoolers, they absolutely loved it. That was the beginning of Daddy Scales. And so this year, more than any year, we've had more kids complete Daddy Scales. And in order to complete Daddy Scales, you have to play all 12 of those major scales in order from memory without making a single mistake or stopping. And you can ask the students, that is a very, very tough thing to do, especially when you're just starting to learn some of these scales. Some of our students have tried multiple times, and eventually after that third or fourth time they get it. And the excitement on their faces, and to be honest, the excitement on the other students' faces, I mean, you can ask these guys, like, it's silent when we do Daddy Scales, right? Like more than any other time in the band room, it is absolute silence. So we're gonna recognize the students that have reached Daddy Scales status. Some of these students are not in this group, they're in the other group, so be prepared to come on down here. We're gonna start with Hayden Williams. Hayden. Hayden is a previous Daddy Scales winner. She has already received her trophy, so she's not going to get another one, but she's already in the exclusive club, so we're going to let her come up here with the rest of these guys too. So come on over, Hayden. The rest of them, I'm going to call out their names, and then we'll give them a big applause at the very end. That is Terrence Tolliver, Gavin Pierce, Noah Hall, Gray Palm, Joshua Friend, Wyatt Jordan, John Harrison, Chase Campbell, and Alex Jang. And to continue, oh, by the way, on this boat paddle, they signed their name and it stays up in the band room forever. So it's been a fun year. To continue the most outstanding award selected by the students in this ensemble, with the quality and the caliber of the students in this group, I had to divide this award by instrument family. Each winner in this group demonstrates daily what it takes to be a member of our band program. The award for most outstanding concert band woodwind student goes to Olivia Williams. The award for most outstanding concert band brass student goes to Emma England. And finally, the award for most outstanding concert band percussion student goes to Mr. Gavin Pierce. All right, back to the music. From the Disney blockbuster movie, Our Last Piece presents the dramatic and exciting main themes from Pirates of the Caribbean, including the Medallion Calls and the Black Pearl. The soundtrack to this movie is iconic, and we have spent a lot of time focusing on the techniques and style needed to correctly perform this piece. And let me just say, these students have absolutely been up for the challenge. This is Pirates of the Caribbean, arranged by Michael Sweeney. do that thing again. Front row, have a seat so they can get pictures. And second row, take a seat. Hey, Ruth. Third row, have a seat. And our percussion section. Let's give it up for all these students one more time. And we have one more quick change to make. We have to move a few chairs, so this will take a little bit, and then our Symphonic Band will be ready to perform the ending of the concert. Again, you've been sitting for a while, so I encourage you to stand up, stretch it out a little bit, talk to your neighbor, meet people, and we'll get started. All right, our final group tonight is our Symphonic Band. This advanced group of students are all 8th graders and have been playing in band for at least 2 years. In March, this group traveled to Music Performance Assessment for contests and received an overall superior rating, with a superior rating in sight reading. This has actually changed since I've typed this afternoon. They will receive their medal for superior tomorrow because they came in this afternoon. That's awesome. And we will have a plaque that we're still waiting on to hang in the band room celebrating this accomplishment. This continued our streak of our overall superior rating with our Symphonic Band, and let's give them a huge round of applause. Their first piece tonight is one that they performed at Music Performance Assessment. Like Concert Band, I had them vote on which one they wanted to play, and they were surprisingly split. We ended up choosing their march, which narrowly won by only a few votes. Our students have enjoyed the excitement generated by this lively march set in a minor mode. This piece begins and ends forcefully with a flowing middle section to provide effective contrast. Here is March to Castle Rock. Before we begin our next piece, I wanted to take time to thank and recognize just a few people that helped make all of this possible. Some of these people are in this room right now. Part of what makes our band program so successful is having a positive support system in our cluster. And parents, this is not normal in other clusters around our school system. We are blessed with a wonderful support system of administrators, faculty, and staff from the elementary level all the way through the high school. I am blessed to work with the most outstanding and dedicated music educators, Mrs. Mary Ellen McBee at Riverton and Newmarket, and Mr. Jacob Souter at Buckhorn. Okay, here we go, Mrs. McBee. And I'm not sure if you're clapping for her, so let's, Mr. Souter. Honestly, working with these two, it's inspiring. They are committed to the music education of the students in our school system. And we literally are lucky that we get to watch these students from the 6th grade level all the way through the high school. We had the high school band banquet on Friday night, and as these seniors were going to get recognized, I remember them as 6th graders, as many of you remember your student going to the testing night to figure out what instrument they were going to play, and 7 years later, they're still doing all of this stuff. If you get the chance, go support their groups later this week. Riverton and Newmarket's joint concert is tomorrow night at Riverton, and Buckhorn High School's concert is Thursday night, and it's in the auditorium at The Rock, which if you don't know where that is, that's the old Butler High School. And I'll send out an email with these details so you can keep all that stuff with times and everything. Also, thank you to the band parents that volunteer their time in assisting in chaperoning, concession stands, organization, uniform sorting, planning, and all the other stuff that it takes to run our band program. Some have even taken on multiple roles to make sure our students are being taken care of, and it greatly helps as we continue to grow our band program. I call these parents the "What do you need help with" parents, and they are irreplaceable, and I cannot thank them enough. And let's give those parents a round of applause. And if you're wondering, we will have plenty of chances for you to volunteer next year. And if you're an 8th grade parent, you will have plenty of chances to volunteer at the high school. So we always need your help. I'm sure if you could ask any of the high school senior band parents right now, they will tell you that it all flies by. And I know we have some of those parents in this room. It flies by. So volunteer and support your students any chance that you get. And finally, the most important factor in our student success is support from parents and family like you, investing in their instrument, giving them private lessons, making time at home for them to practice, picking them up from an after-school rehearsal that they forgot to tell you about, signing a practice chart in the car drop-off line on a Friday morning because they forgot to have you sign it the night before. I can see some of you are like, yep, that's us, that's us. These and many others, showing up tonight, showing up for your kid is huge in their music education. And students, we should give your parents and your family a huge round of applause. I know they're middle schoolers and they may not always tell you thank you, so if they don't, I will tell you thank you for them. And students, I'm challenging you to tell them thank you tonight. Parents, seriously, do not start the car tonight until they say thank you when they get in. All right? You hear that? Say thank you to their parents. And if you say thank you, ice cream. They'll take you out for ice cream. Okay? Sounds good? All right, cool. All right, here we go. All right. Let's continue. For our next piece, with the release of the game Hogwarts Legacy earlier this year, as well as the recent announcement that the new adaptation of the book series will be released on HBO, which I'm not sure exactly how I feel about that. And selfishly, with my son's newfound obsession with the first 4 books in the series, this piece comes as no surprise. The main themes from this blockbuster movie franchise have been wrapped up into one dynamic medley. Themes include Hedwig's theme, the Quidditch match, Harry's Wondrous World, and Leaving Hogwarts. Here is Highlights from Harry Potter, composed by the legendary John Williams and arranged by Michael Story. Next, a few more awards. I'd like to present the Leadership and Service Award to a few students that have consistently gone above and beyond the expectations of our band program. This is not something that was voted on by the students, but instead something that over the course of the year I've picked up on and other students have picked up on. At the beginning of the year, I tell our students to be the how can I help students, to never just sit and wait for something to be done, but instead look for a way to be helpful. The following students have consistently gone out of their way to make sure that things are in order in the band room, to bring students together, or to look for a way they can help make an impact. Some of these students became outspoken leaders in their ensemble, and others just led quietly by example. Students get back what they put into the band program, and these students pour their heart and soul into our program each day. So essentially, these students are dependable. Students, when I call your name, if you would please come forward. There are multiple in each group, so we'll hold our applause for each band. In Cadet Band, we have Brian Aguilar, Trevor Ellis, and Julia Hahn. For intermediate band, there are a few. Malia Crowder, Peyton Rakoviak, Courtney Patterson, and Adiel Morales-Restrepo. For our concert band, Grayson Hirschbein, Ava Stone, and Diego Santiago. Students, I'm getting shades of roller coasters at Dollywood. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're going to have no voice at the end of this. Symphonic Band, the Leadership and Service Award goes to Courtney Hocutt, Casper Campbell, and Eugene Tassi. We actually have a late addition to the program that didn't make it to the program, so we actually have a fourth song we're going to play. This surprise piece, if you will, is another one they voted on for MPA. When I said that they almost tied the one they wanted to play, after weeks of pestering and badgering, I finally broke down, and we ran through the music last week. We ran it again today. We voted on it, and they said, can we please absolutely play this song? This piece captures the emotions of a flight in a supercharged jet plane. Excitement at takeoff, awe at the beauty of the earth, and an adrenaline burst of joy when the afterburners kick in. This piece will take you on a musical ride. Here is Afterburn, written by Randall Sandridge. All right, just a few more things to celebrate with our students. This year has been a year full of major accomplishments. We had 34 of our band students selected for Madison County Honor Band back in January. These students joined other top middle school students from around the school system to rehearse and perform just only after 2 days. Would all 34 of these students please stand? We had 66 students participate in our district solo and ensemble event in April. Many of them are wearing the medals that they earned at that event. Students, if you received either an excellent or a superior rating at solo and ensemble, please stand. And then 4 of our students auditioned and made District 1 Honor Band, where they rehearsed at Grissom High School in February. On clarinet, we had Courtney Hokut, Sophia Hoffman, and Hayden Williams. And on trumpet, we had John Harrison. And to finish, the Most Outstanding Musician Award selected by the students in this group. This award is also being divided by instrument family, and each of these students accurately represents the qualifications and meaning of this award. As you can tell, this group is advanced, they are solid, and they're just awesome. 7th graders, you have a lot of catching up to do for next year. The award for Most Outstanding Symphonic Band Woodwind student goes to Hayden Williams. The award for Most Outstanding Symphonic Band Brass student goes to John Harrison. And the award for Most Outstanding Symphonic Band Percussion student goes to Terrence Tolliver. I do have one more Leadership and Service Award to give out, but to be completely honest, the name Leadership and Service does not do this justice. It does not describe the energy that this student brings into the band program on a day-to-day basis. This student is one of the first students I see every single morning, and the energy and excitement the student brings into our band program is infectious. This student is helpful to his peers, always looks for the best in people, and dedicates his time to become a better musician. See, I said his, and so you're like, ooh. Even when other activities get in the way. This student, as well as countless other students in our program, represents the essence of our band program, the soul or the heartbeat. Without students like him, we would just be a bunch of musicians. So instead of Leadership and Service, for tonight only, I'm renaming this award the Jack Hill Bates III Award. And it goes to Jack Bates. If you know Jack, you know Jack, right? All right. Well, I'm not going to tell you that I rode on the roller coaster at Dollywood story with him, but we'll save that for another time. All right. Our last award tonight is presented each year in loving memory of a former student, Darby Jones. Darby was a member of the Buckhorn Middle School Band program and tragically passed away in 2013. This award is presented to an 8th grade band student each year who demonstrates generosity, hard work, kindness, helpfulness, encouragement, and a positive attitude, all gifts that Darby shared with us. In addition to the plaque that the student receives tonight, his or her name will go on a plaque that hangs in our band room for all to see for years to come. The most interesting thing about this award is that the students have to be nominated, and the student nominating has to write reasons for their nomination. And to be honest, it leads to the most amazing things written from one student about another student. And many of this year's nominees could have been selected. I would like to invite Darby's parents, Valerie and Patrick Jones, to present this year's award.
Thank you. I just wanted to take a few minutes to tell you a little bit about Darby. It's been 9 years since she was here and played in the band. I have to thank Emily Parker, the former band director before Mr. Williams, who gave a young lady with different abilities and some various challenges a chance. And she let her play in the band, and she did a wonderful job. And that gave her a lot of confidence, and it set the stage for her doing a lot of other things that she was successful with in terms of performing, dancing, singing, acting, etc. So Darby just had a great big personality, and she must have to have this very special award in her honor and in her memory. She just was a great kid. She loved life. She was just so kind, and she encouraged people. She was always the one helping everybody else out. She was generous and loving and had a spark for life, and she fought that challenge every day. I mean, she was born with leukemia, and that was rather unusual, and battled it for her 14 years, which eventually did take her life, of course. But anyway, this award is just very special to us, and that's why we are very happy to be here tonight to present it to the recipient, which we will tell you who that is.
There are several wonderful nominees. I want to tell you that you seem to get better every year, and it's amazing to me how your band director has taken all of you students and put them together, because it's such a hard job, and he doesn't get near the credit that I think he should probably get by all of you. This year's winner was nominated, as your band director said, by the students. And this person that they wrote about said the following: this student seems to have infinite patience for people who do not understand something or do not know what to do. This student will continue to help them with a smile on their face. They will go out of their way to make everyone smile, either with a funny story or a joke to make you laugh. This is a person you just don't feel awkward around. This year's winner of the Darby Jones Memorial Award goes to Ms. Presley Brown.
Something for our students to take note: it takes nothing to be kind. It doesn't cost you anything. It takes nothing to be kind to another person, and you never know the impact that your kindness can have on someone else. People are always watching, and people always remember. Before we play the last song, please remember that all students need to report to the band room to return their bow ties, cummerbunds, and vests. Also, we need to move chairs. We need to move all the equipment. So parents, please allow them to do that before you stop them for all those pictures and whatnot. Also, I think if you remember from the winter concert, if we block that door, then no one can leave. So we all want to go home. So please keep a little opening all the way through the band room. Students know to grab chairs. Everybody grabs chairs. Everybody grabs stands. Percussion gets percussion stuff. Watch out for the cymbals. They go crash on the floor. All right? Make sure you grab those. Students, you will need your instruments tomorrow. Okay, you can boo and all that. All right. We're going to play stuff. Yay! All right. We're going to look at some new stuff for next year, maybe some pet bands. Bring those flip folders back. Those flip folders that are shoved in the back of your locker at home, bring those flip folders back. And if you take any photos or videos of tonight's performance, please send them or post them to our Facebook page for others to see that could not be here. For the final piece that this group of 8th graders will perform as middle schoolers, I wanted to select something that would challenge and excite them. Using an array of colorful percussion instruments and modal harmonies, an exciting sound palette is created in this exhilarating composition. A Native American air brings a mythological thunderbird to life, and excitement builds to a dynamic and impactful close. I absolutely cannot say enough about this group of students. These were the beginning band students that started during the pandemic at home in front of a computer screen. They stuck it out when all they were doing was buzzing. You can ask Mrs. McBee, buzzing into a computer. I'm sure you probably remember this, and you're thinking, what in the world is going on in my, wherever their computer was. These students stuck it out, finding a passion, a skill, and a love for music, and have been an integral part of our program for the last 2 years. At the high school banquet on Friday night, the guest speaker spoke about the legacy that you leave behind and how years from now, you'll see the growth of your band program. The only way that happens is from the foundation that you created when you were here. So this year's group is special, and I wish nothing but the best for them when they move next door to the high school. Here is Thunderbird. First row, you have a seat. Pictures for your parents. Second row, have a seat. Third row, have a seat. And our percussion section. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give one more round of applause for all of our band students tonight.